Hello all, Shadwell here, ready to talk about the next film in my collection, Beetlejuice from 1988. It's directed by Tim Burton and stars Alec Baldwin and Geena Davis. Another Tim Burton movie almost always means another sick-ass score by Danny Elfman. The two seem to be permanently entwined as they both just worked on the Netflix series Wednesday, and their next project together is the sequel to the film we're talking about in this review, the much-anticipated Beetlejuice 2. Am I looking forward to a sequel? Let's take a look at the first one and you can judge for yourself. Beetlejuice is wonderful, a terrific treat for the eyes, ears, and the funny bone. The art direction in this film is next level cool, and I'm not talking about the sculptures of Delia, although their hideousness does come into play at the end of the film. No, I'm of course talking things like the afterlife office building's hallways, the fireplace at the end of the film during the wedding sequence, stuff like that feels unique in a Salvador Dali kind of way. And since I mentioned Delia a few moments ago, I may as well get into that now that this film was my introduction to the incomparable Catherine O'Hara, who would go on to be in the mockumentary films of Christopher Guest like Best in Show and Waiting for Guffman, and of course her Emmy-winning role as Moira Rose on the incredible Schitt's Creek. She is hilarious as Delia in this film. Alec Baldwin is in this movie before he went full-on Bear Daddy. Geena Davis is great. Winona Ryder was in this the same year she made a name for herself with Heathers. But of course, the man of the hour is Michael Keaton as the titular Beetlejuice. He makes the character 100% his own, and I think it would be very difficult to imitate, even though Alex Brightman does an admirable job in the Broadway musical that I'm also a big fan of. Actually, I like the musical more because it makes more narrative sense, which I hate to admit it is Beetlejuice's kryptonite. What's the deal with the estrangement between Lydia and Delia? Why the wedding at the end of the movie? The movie hopes you won't ask questions like that because it definitely does not have the answers. But Beetlejuice is one hell of a ride, and that is what the filmmakers hope you're more focused on. And I will admit that before watching it for this review, I did always enjoy the ride, but now the film has lost a little bit of its luster. But only a little bit. That manic Michael Keaton performance is the thing miracles are made of, and everything else, but the script, come together to make an excellent experience, which is why I'm giving Beetlejuice a B+, and to answer the earlier question, I cannot wait for the sequel. Join me tomorrow when I start the Richard Linklater trilogy of Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight, but in chronological order, so that means tomorrow it's Before Sunrise. See y'all then.